So the show is based off a true story, and it takes place in a factory where these girls were using radium paint, and they all get infected with it, not knowing. And I'm the first character to pass away from the radium poisoning. So I am best friends with the main girl, and we start off in the factory painting, and I get sick, and then I'm no longer in it, but they continue, and the story's kind of her, I guess, getting justice for what happened, because the corporation doesn't want to have anything to do with the sick girls. So, yeah.
Originally, I saw my sister on stage, and I thought I wanted to be on stage, but then I got into high school, and I realized I really don't want to speak in front of people. And then, so I didn't do the musical for my freshman year, but then I did run crew, and then I saw the former stage manager, Mallory Graves, and I was like, I want to do that. That would be really fun. And I start right at auditions, like all of the cast, and so there I kind of make sure everything's running smoothly and stuff. And then once rehearsals start, I make sure everyone's there, like I take attendance and stuff. And then once we start blocking, I write down everything that they do, because someone might be gone when we're blocking this, so I have to make sure I have the blocking for them. Yeah, and then once we actually get into the show and stuff, I sit in the light booth with the light board off, and on a little headset, I make sure everyone does the cues on time for like the lights and the sound, and yeah.
My freshman year, two of my best friends were in charge of costumes, and they asked if I wanted to help, so I did, and then they kind of brought me up with them, and I learned how to do it. So then now they both graduated, and I do it not by myself. I have younger classmen that do it with me, but I'm the crew head now. So that's how I got started with it. So at the beginning of the process, I measure everybody, get all their measurements, and then this year we've had the opportunity to go to SCT and pick out our own costumes. So I go over there with some of my other crew members, and we pull the costumes for everyone, and then we haul them all over here, and we get the makeup room ready for everyone to put on their costumes and organize it. And then at the end of each show, we have to check off and make sure that all the costumes are back. Well, there's 4 people on my crew this time, so.
This is my first year stage managing a play, because last year the former stage manager stage managed it, but I was assistant to the stage manager last year, so I got to see and learn directly from her how to stage manage. So it's a lot different this year because I don't have her to rely on. I have to make the big decisions.
Yeah.
I have assistant stage manager. She's my best friend. So
this is the first play I've been in, I guess. I'm a dancer and singer, I guess, so I normally just do the musicals, so this is a different experience for me, but it's really fun, so I like it.
It's a really cool story. I think it's a really good part of history that people should know, so it doesn't happen again. And we don't want these girls to have died and no one knows their story.
It's a really cool story, and I think we put a really cool twist, I guess, on it. Like, our costumes are really cool, and the stage setup and just all of the thought we've put behind certain sounds, like the paint we're using, the lights we're using, like how it all has a theme behind it is really cool.
Going on freshman year, I wasn't really sure that we had a theater program, but I kind of got introduced to it when I was just randomly handed the paper and told I was doing Spotlight. So then that kind of started my journey. First year doing this play, first opening night, I kind of just was bored, as spotlighting is basically you're just sitting up in darkness and just shining a light. So it isn't really too exciting or stuff like that. But eventually, as the years went on, I slowly got more and more interested in it, and I started investing more time, and then here I am now as a lighting designer. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I started last fall's musical Anastasia was my first production, and I was the board operator for that show. And yeah, I decided I wanted to be part of the light crew, and I just tagged along with Tim on everything.
So lighting design, we do a plot, and it's just kind of like we create a rough map of the stage, and then we fit lights to there. And then we figure out, obviously, which lights are pointed where, and then we figure out what colors we're going to use. It sounds really simple, but it's kind of hard to put it in words, is my experience. And then as for what people want to expect, lots of colors. I can tell you that here. Then, yeah, that's about it.
We've definitely been working with some directional lighting to make some pretty interesting effects on the actors. And also, again, with the colors, there's a lot of green lights, black lights, so I think that'll be fun for audiences.
About subject of work, usually, at least for me especially, most of my time in school is just spent here. Like usually on Tuesdays or anytime after school, I do after school up until like 5 o'clock, then I head home for like an hour and 30 minutes, then I come back and I stay from like 7 until 11 at night, just working. But yeah, most of my day is spent here.
Definitely a lot of hours during the day. I come down for my open period sometimes, and then also after school when I don't have other things, and just there's a lot of time commitment. And then as far as the crew goes, we have 3 spotlights for this show, so it'll be one person operating the stage lights and then 3 spot operators.
It's like one person operating the board. See, lights, it isn't like stage where you need a lot of people to move stuff. It's like very compact. Basically like a skeleton crew can just run it throughout the entire show, which is kind of easy because it's a lot easier to organize 4 people than like 20.
Yeah. I think we have a really great cast that are really talented and dedicated, and everybody that has worked on the show has put a lot of effort in, even in the first weeks of production, and that's only going to get more and more as we get closer to production date. So I think just to see all the hard work and see how it pays off for the students.
Yeah, as Rachel was saying, there's a lot of talent here in Spencer. Plus, it's just a community play. It's not like Broadway or stuff like that where they're in it for money. This is just people attempting to have fun, and it truly shows, as this is just one of the better performances I've seen in a while. You should come see it. Tickets are on sale now. I don't know how many are sold already, but yeah.